I am joined in by the newly appointed AITC Meghalaya State President, Charles Pyngrope, a veteran politician and the former Speaker of the Meghalaya Legislative Assembly. So, we know that it is going to be an uphill climb for the party in the state of Meghalaya. So, what are those steps that you are going to take as a state party chief to boost the party's presence in our state?
As you have mentioned just now, that I have just been appointed as the state president of AITC, I will have to build a team first, which will take a week and 10 days, about 10 days. And after that, I will lay out the strategy on which we will be working to strengthen the party in the state and to ensure that we have a full backing of the electorate.
Okay, so it's also been said that the TMC is riding on Prashant Kishore's shoulders in as far as Meghalaya is concerned, and it was also said that it's going to be difficult for the TMC in the state of Meghalaya. Of course, it is no longer a new party. It was there, but that was a long time ago. So how are you going to go about it?
Where the AITC is concerned and Prashant Kishore, they are two different identities who have come together to pull in their resources and create a formula where the AITC will be acceptable not only in the state of Meghalaya but in the entire northeast and also in the rest of the country. So that is the primary objective of the Prashant Kishore team, which is called IPAC, and the TMC and the AITC.
Well, sir, there have been statements and analysis from different corners stating that the TMC's strategy might work in West Bengal, but the same strategies might not work in the state of Meghalaya, where it's a tribal state.
Contrary to what people are saying, it even worked in West Bengal. West Bengal also has a large population of tribal people. In fact, the entire Darjeeling district, where I was born, is full of tribals. So the question of that being a tribal state or not, that I don't think holds any water.
Okay, and so the 2023 election is just round the corner. So what is that particular thing or things that you as a state party president is going to do to ensure that the party achieves that majority?
All these will unravel very soon. In the meantime, like I said earlier, we will be building a good team, a team which will work together and not have a head who will be a dictatorial head, but a very balanced persons will be in the team who will work together, bring the ideas together, and then we take it out to the public. For that, you'll have to give me a little more time, and I'm sure in the days to come, I'll be able to brief you all in detail the exact formula which we'll be using, which we can disclose to the people for us to be a major force in the political arena of the state.
So, as I had mentioned earlier, you are a veteran leader. Of course, you had thought like 1,000 times before, leaving the Congress to join the TMC, and everybody wants to know, like everybody has been asking, what is that, that convincing argument from Prashant Kishore that made you take the decision?
Let the people, I like to keep the people guessing. $1 million question you asked me. I like to keep you guessing for some time, but like I said, it'll all come out very shortly, because the people of Meghalaya need to know the reason why I decided to part ways with the Congress. But if you go back, you will notice that most of the leaders who have left the Congress, their ideologies and their way of thinking is very similar. It's very secular, and it's very pro-people. Therefore, when you join a party or you merge with a party with similar policies and similar ways of thinking, it really doesn't give the impression that you have changed, you have left the party for a particular reason.
Okay.
Doesn't give that impression. That's what I feel.
So, sir, if we talk about the poll battle in 2023, we all know that in Garo Hills, there's going to be a division of votes between the TMC, the NPP, and the Congress. Do you think this will be in favor of the other smaller parties if there is a division of votes?
For me to do justice to that question, it's actually the people who will ultimately decide. But I know for a fact that the smaller parties hardly exist in the Garo Hills. If you look to the 2018 and earlier elections, it was either the Congress and the NPP or then the NCP and the Congress. It was just about those two parties and a few individuals who stood up as independents. Other than that, I don't think the regional parties of the state have made any impact on the elections of the Garo Hills besides these two parties.
No, but sir, during the last Rajabala by-elections, we've seen that if Ashahel had not contested from the UDP ticket, the Congress could have won the election. Do you think so?
Well, that is a question now. I mean, we can all come to draw our own conclusions. But there could have been other factors that didn't play in our favor at that time. Didn't play in the favor of Congress at that time.
So now coming to the Congress's petition for disqualification of the 12 MLAs, are you legally confident to win this legal battle?
Yes, I am. Because having been the Speaker of the State, I know the rules and I've studied the 10th schedule very carefully. And it clearly indicates that if any political party merges with another political entity and does so with 2/3 of the strength of the party in the particular house, then the anti-defection law does not apply to them.
So, but the Congress just 2 days ago had mentioned that the 2/3 of the majority is not the only parameter under the 10th schedule. They said other parameters also, and they had also mentioned the trump card. So, what do you think is that trump card of theirs, sir?
Like I said, the only parameter within the house, that means in any particular legislature, is that you have to have 2/3 to merge with any party. That's simple and clear. But if there are other tenets to the anti-defection law that is applicable to disqualify even though you have 2/3 majority, then that's for the court to decide. And as a political party, as the Congress has gone to the court, I mean, has filed a petition for disqualification, I think they have the right to do so, because the provisions of the Constitution allows them legally. But whether they'll win the battle, win the case or not, I know they will not.
Okay. So there we have heard from Charles. Of course, it is not going to be a cakewalk for the TMC in this 1 year with the 2023 election just around the corner. But the state party president is confident of strengthening the party in the state of Meghalaya. All we can do is just to wait and watch how this rolls out. This is Iban Mauri for the Shillong Times.